Hey guys, it's Misty, athlete mental health coach and author of the Athlete Mental Health Playbook. So today I want to chat with you for just a few minutes about something that I find is actually pretty common, but it's very rarely addressed. And that is people who are comfortable in fight or flight or in survival mode. So what do I mean by this? If you're someone who, when you're going through periods of peace, and you feel like everything is going your way, but in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, what's about to happen? Is there a shoe about to drop? Is some kind of drama about to unfold? Is everything about to be taken away from me? And that sort of stresses you out because you're not really sure what it's like to not be in fight or flight mode. And there's several reasons that could have manifested into your life. I'm not going to go into those right now, but basically what you need to know for today is if that feeling of discomfort in moments of peace is an issue for you, and you actually discover, hey, you know what, I actually am more comfortable when I'm in a survival mode, right? Or I'm in a fight mode. I'm more comfortable in those scenarios because for whatever reason, again, we won't get into that, but for whatever reason, that's where I developed a place of comfort, because what that ultimately means is that I know that I am being proactive towards finding a solution. Whereas when things are peaceful and they're kind of even, or there's not really a lot going on right now, things seem to be real smooth, I'm uncomfortable because now I'm expecting something's going to happen and I'm not going to be prepared, right? So if that is something familiar to you, this actually could really plague you on a deep level and be something that actually really affects you. So it might sound kind of silly, right? But when we think about our comfort in the world and our place in the world and feeling safe and feeling grounded in the world, and therefore our total mental health, because we're feeling safe and we're feeling secure, right? This is a really important part to consider. So what do you do if you have experienced that, or if it's an ongoing issue for you, or maybe this is a new light bulb sort of going off for you right now, like, hey, yeah, wait a minute, maybe that does sound like me. Maybe I'm not comfortable when things are okay, but I am comfortable when I'm fighting because that's where I know I excel, right? And that's when I know I'm going to be okay. But what we want to do is find a way to be comfortable right where you are. And the way that you do that is, it's a process, by the way. I'm not going to tell you anything today that's going to be a light bulb, a light switch. It's going to go off and poof, you're going to all of a sudden not have this problem anymore. It's something that takes work because for some reason that you have found and you've trained yourself to believe that being safe is not really safe at all, right? So we need to reframe that. And the way to do that is a few different ways. But first of all, the thing that you need to realize is that if things are going well and you're okay, that it doesn't mean that everything is going to fall apart. Now, that can be a really hard habit to break. So let's think about it this way, all right? When you find yourself in that mode, remind yourself, hey, you know what? Problems are going to happen. Yes, everyone goes through challenges, right? Sometimes those challenges are unseen. Every single person deals with this, right? So how can you use that to make you feel better actually when things are okay and feel safe, and stop looking for problems that don't exist, or creating drama, or being angry and picking fights, whatever it might be that's happening for you because of this fight or flight mode comfort level, is to reframe that and say, all right, here's the truth. The truth is that yes, something could happen, but the reality is that I trust myself. If something were to happen right now and that shoe really were to drop, I know that I'm actually going to be okay. So if shit goes down and you get blindsided or whatever happens, here's the deal. I know that you can react, you can create, you can call an audible, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to relate it to your personal life, and you can switch things up, right? So, and the way that I know that you can do this is because you have already survived and managed all of the toughest days that you've experienced so far in your life up until this point. So right now, in this moment, you know that you have already managed and gotten through every single one of your toughest days so far, right? So that means that if something were to happen again, if a challenge were to present itself, that you have the tools to get through that, right? Now, we want to get through that in healthy ways, and we want to discover how to do that. That's a whole different conversation to have, but that's the point I want you to take home today, that you can begin to learn and teach yourself to be comfort or be comfortable in moments that where you're actually safe and when actually things are going smoothly, and give yourself the opportunity to enjoy that. It doesn't mean that you're going to somehow fail because you're taking the foot off the gas. It doesn't mean that something's going to happen, it's going to be a catastrophe, and now everything's going to be wiped out underneath you and you're going to lose everything, right? So I know as an athlete, you're in a high pressure position, and maybe that contributes to this survival fight or flight mode, constant need to be on your toes, right? A lot of people or athletes that I've worked with, they allude to chess matches. They've actually learned how to play chess because they want to anticipate so much. But here's the thing, again, it's okay. And when that happens, by the way, this is all your ego talking. This is all coming from your ego. This has nothing to do and mindful habits that you've created. This has nothing to do with your spirit and your soul and your truth. So there's a way to work through that. Again, it's going to take time, but just remind yourself, okay, if I'm in the moment, things are feeling comfortable and that starts to freak me out, and just say to yourself, you know what, I'm actually okay. I'm going to go ahead and give myself permission to enjoy this moment, to enjoy where I'm at right now. And if shit were to pop off, I'm going to be all right. Right? Because I already know how to manage problems, and I know that I've already survived everything I've needed to survive. My hardest days of my life so far, I've already survived. And so let me just chill out and let me enjoy this, because challenges are inevitable. Something will pop up inevitably. But in the moment, let me not rob myself of this moment, and let me enjoy this moment right now. So that's what I want you to take home today. There's lots of ways that you can work towards this. Again, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. This is something you're going to have to retrain your mind on. And it's probably a subconscious thing that's going on, by the way, which means you might not always be aware of when it is happening. So that's something to work towards. Mindfulness tools like meditation can help you do that. You can also check out purposesoulathletics.com/resources for a bunch of other tools that can help you start to work towards finding that inner work. And of course, you and I could always work together. I do work with VIP clients one-on-one as well, or you can check out some other tools that I have for free that you can tap into those resources as well. So again, that's purposesoulathletics.com/resources if you wanted to check that out. And if not, just remember, you're good. Go ahead and enjoy it. Don't rob yourself of this moment.